It's been my pleasure to serve as the board chair for 2018. And I'd just like to make a few comments. First of all, it's been really good to see the Chamber and EDC continue to grow in 2018 as we added almost 20% new members to over 1,250 companies and organizations. So I'd just really like to say thank you for that. Along with that has come a 22% growth in revenues in 2018. And again, thank you and the business community for that support. We're also happy to say that we can look back and see that we've added 1,525 EDC-assisted jobs in 2018. Again, really great number. I'd also like to just say thanks to the entire board of county commissioners for their leadership in providing local funding for the I-25 GAP project. There's no doubt that this has been a community-wide collaborative effort, but we can also not underestimate the value of that initial local support. So again, thank you, County Commissioners, for your leadership. Today's keynote speaker is a well-known champion for our community. Board of County Commissioners President Darrell Glen is a graduate of Doherty High School and the U.S. Air Force Academy. He retired as a lieutenant colonel after a 21-year Air Force career. After serving on the City Council from 2003 to 2010, Commissioner Glen was elected to his first term in 2010 and re-elected by nearly 80% of the voters in 2014. In addition to his role with the county, he has his own legal practice specializing in family law. Commissioner Glen is a member of the Colorado and El Paso County Bar Associations, a personal fitness and nutrition coach, and a 3-time collegiate national powerlifting champion. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Board of County Commissioners President Darrell Glen.
Wow, thank you. Before we begin, could all of the county elected officials please stand? Yes. We need. I think it's very important to recognize this is your county elected team, and we really are a team. You see how they left Chuck standing there by himself? How awkward was that? But I just want to tell you it's been an absolute privilege to serve with you. If you haven't had an opportunity to go by and thank them for the hard work that they've done, it is absolutely amazing, their dedication to this community. It is not always fun to be an elected official. It places a greater strain probably on the people that care about you, your family. And the fact that they're willing to step up and do the job, I think it's important to recognize that. So thank you. Job well done. You have plenty of work to do, but I wanted to make sure we recognize that. So good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you for coming to this year's State of the Region. I'd like to first begin by thanking the Chamber and EDC for all the sponsors. You know, we put together this great lunch, and it is absolutely a privilege and to be here with you. You know, and we've changed. You know, a couple things have changed since the last State of the Region. You know, in a few weeks, we're going to have 2 new elected officials join the board, and I'd like to have them stand and be recognized at this time. Cammie Bremer and Holly Williams. They're going to be sworn in, and that means my time as board president is quickly winding down, so you can start the applause right now. As many of you know, our Chief Public Information Officer, Dave Rose, recently retired. You know, Dave has always done a great job writing these speeches. And since we're still breaking in his new replacement, we decided to simply reuse Mayor Souther's State of the City address that he did a couple of months ago. You know, we're the county, we're all about partnerships. So if you attended the State of the City address, this would be a great time for you to continue to zone out and go back to your text messages. But in all seriousness, there's something a little sentimental about being being my last year in office, serving as the board president, and giving this last state of the region for me. There's a lot of emotions, but there's one overarching feeling that I have, and that's gratitude. Gratitude for where we've been. Gratitude for what we've accomplished, and gratitude for where we are going. As we wrap up 2018, I can't help but think about where we've been over the last 10 years and how far we've come as a county, as a region, and a community. During the darkest days of the Great Recession, we saw billions of dollars vanish from our stock market, millions of jobs lost, and bedrock communities fall. I think about how El Paso County weathered that storm, and we came back stronger. And on top of that, we survived 4 natural disasters. All of those challenges have brought us together and have made us more resilient. So as I think about the last decade, I'm reminded of Winston Churchill's quote, "The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity. The optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty." Our county chose to be optimistic, grasping at every opportunity. We stand here today, 10 years older, much leaner, and a stronger county. Because of this, I am proud to announce that the state of our region is strong and thriving. The last 10 years forced us to embrace efficiencies in programs and services, many of which still remain today. We've become very strategic and intentional about where and how we invest and reinvest in our resources. That, coupled with innovation and creativity, has not always provided sustainable operations, but it's given us a clear path and a clear direction on where we need to go in the future. This year has been a tremendous success. Our county has demonstrated its commitment to investing in our community. Just last month, the county commissioners proved this when we voted to use both property and sales tax increment financing to help fund 2 important urban renewal projects in downtown Colorado Springs. By our projections, these 2 projects will bring an estimated $11 million, I bet you'd like a billion, $11 million after the tax increment financing to El Paso County, untold revenue, and new jobs. This smart investment into our future is a big deal for El Paso County, because this was the first time that we were statutorily allowed to play in this arena. We are proud of how the county navigated this uncharted territory and of the internal policies that we actually developed to make sure that we use our due diligence to protect our taxpayers. I am particularly proud that our policy is now being adopted and utilized throughout this state with other counties. Another huge commitment we made to the community came when El Paso County successfully secured the $65 million infra grant from the federal government for the I-25 GAP project. In addition to that, we secured the money from the county's general fund to go forward and with our local match. To put this significance into perspective, I want you to remember that just 2 years ago, we were being told that this project would not happen for a full 10 years. Now, here we are just 2 years later, we have the funding secured, a complete design, and construction is taking place. Some of you might have actually had to sit in it, but it's worthwhile. El Paso County Commissioners also continue to show their support to our community partners by providing nearly $500,000 a year in direct financial support from our county general fund to support nonprofits that provide a positive economic development impact for our region. This benefits both our local nonprofits and the county, because when we work together, we serve as a force multiplier. Our county remains committed to the successful planning and development of our region. This year, our Community Development Department began working on a water plan for our entire community and a county master plan for our development. These projects will take us 1 to 2 years to complete, but they are significant steps in the right direction to gain the much-needed public input and information necessary for a clear direction for the future of our region. As a county, we are proud to continue to find ways to work hard, smart, and become more efficient. We've been working on a regionalized Office of Emergency Management, and we've made great strides with this, and we expect to complete this within a year. Last fiscal year, our Department of Human Services identified over $3.8 million in savings. This is part of an ongoing effort to work smarter, restructure operations, and streamline programs that are critical to protecting our most vulnerable citizens in our community. It is no secret that our sheriff has been dealing with jail overcrowding. Our county jail is once again at max capacity. In an effort to address jail inmate population, the county commissioners and sheriff, we are looking for innovative ways to address this issue. We are working together on new initiatives and beginning to heavily invest in our county's pretrial services program. Pretrial services is a crucial program because it provides the tools to be able to serve people in the judicial process while easing some of the strain on our criminal justice center. But that's not the biggest area of news with regard to public safety. As you know, in 2012, voters recognized the critical needs over the sheriff in the sheriff's office and passed the dedicated public safety sales tax. Our goal was to build trust with you in this community. Promises were made, promises were kept. This past election cycle, go ahead and clap there. Thank you, Bill. This past election cycle, we came back to you and asked for an extension of the public safety sales tax, and you passed it with an overwhelming 71% of the vote. That deserves an applause. I want to thank you for your trust, your confidence, and your unwavering support in this effort. Your support will enable our sheriff's office to continue to fight against illegal marijuana operations, adequately staff our county jail, and work on regionalizing initiatives that will protect our citizens in this county. Looking ahead, we are developing a master plan to address critical needs in the ADA area, improvements, aging county infrastructure, and dealing with our county facilities. This plan will build off our successful 2011 Strategic Moves initiatives, which addressed over $200 million in county building needs. Even more importantly, I am pleased to say that we are now on track to start investing tens of millions of dollars back into our roads annually. In the past, the county hasn't had the resources needed to tackle such a big road backlog, but thanks to you, we do. It's a daunting challenge, but we will continue to be innovative and creative with our solutions on how we are going to deal with this. As we look forward, we have to continue to improve services and become more transparent. First, I want you to look at some of the improvements and efficiency the county has already identified. The Sheriff's Office is now providing cutting-edge services to incarcerated veterans through the dedicated Veterans Ward in our county jail. The ward balances unique needs of the incarcerated veterans with the needs of justice. The sheriff is also collaborating with our Department of Human Services to reduce reoffense by providing inmates with on-site Medicaid enrollment. This will ensure that medicine, health care, and counseling are available to them upon release. This year, the Sheriff's Office has been able to add around-the-clock patrols in the Falcon area and improve outreach collaboration with minority and faith-based communities. We are also improving services and listening to the needs of our citizens. Our team installed hearing loop broadcast systems in 29 county meeting rooms and purchased portable units to assist the hearing impaired. We've redesigned seating, restrooms, sidewalks, entryways, and more to meet ADA requirements at places like Pikes Peak Center, the Widefield Community Park, and other community parks. Well, we know how much you love roads. The county invested in an innovative solution with our new gravel road reclaimer system. I know that sounds real sexy to a lot of people, but to the Public Works Department, they love this. The reclaimer actually lays down higher quality gravel product that lasts for 9 months instead of 6 weeks. This is a system that allows us to focus more attention on critical projects and improve air quality at the same time. So let's talk about increased transparency. The county has launched its new Citizen Connect feature. This service provides an easy way for people to submit work requests regarding our roads, our parks, and our trails. We also launched a redesigned and more user-friendly website, especially for people with disabilities. This year, our county assessor rolled out significant enhancements to the Assessors website. These new enhancements will create a central data hub with a powerful database that has information for property owners, citizens, and businesses. Because of our clerk's leadership, El Paso County citizens can now renew their vehicle registrations on any mobile device with Gov2Go. The Gov2Go app can also help people with elections, receive Amber Alerts, and even purchase digital passes to certain federal parks. Now, the one thing that I hope it does, I hope it helps Chuck locate his signs and he realizes that he's won the election and he can take them down. That's the one feature that I want Gov2Go to take care of. They'll come down. 4 more years. And our Planning and Community Development Department has received an award, a national award, for the Development Processing System, EDARP. You know, I'm only highlighting just a few, just giving you a glimpse of what's happened with our innovation, but none of these advancements would have occurred without our strong executive leadership team and county IT. So if you could give them a round of applause, greatly appreciated. When our area was pounded with huge hail in August, the El Palmar Foundation, the City of Colorado Springs, and the county partnered to open a temporary hail assistance center. El Palmar stepped up with a $500,000 grant to help those affected by the storm. Then, within 48 hours, we identified staff resources, stood up an assistance center, and developed the criteria to be able to help people that are qualifying for assistance. Through our partnerships and collaborations, we were able to help provide relief to over 846 families in need. We are so incredibly grateful to the El Primar Foundation, and I'd like to give them a round of applause. So folks, with all this innovation has resulted in so many awards that I want to take time to just kind of highlight some other ones here. One of our welders in the fleet division was honored recently for putting his fabrication and welding skills together and come up with a unique way to create some efficiencies. Zach Knight's expertise provided the department's bridge deck crew with a portable work platform that protects our crew on the job site. Zach's innovation was hard, and he was honored by the Colorado Local Technical Assistance Program You Show Us Award. And he was named the 2018 American Public Works Association Outstanding Public Works Employee. The El Paso County Department of Human Services was recognized by the National Association of Counties for their work assisting clients in need of emergency assistance. They also received an Adult Protection Award. Our assessor, Steve Schleicher. Yes, Steve, you even got an award. He got a Downtown Star Award for his contributions with the vibrancy of the downtown area. Congratulations, Steve. And just last week, El Paso County and Fort Carson received the Army Community Partnership Award for the Cheyenne Mountain Shooting Complex Trap and Skeet Range. Speaking of awards, there's one that I would like to recognize today. Dr. Robert Bucks. Dr. Robert Bucks has been an El Paso coroner since 2007 and has a long record of accomplishments. Dr. Bucks has moved to the coroner's office, and he's moved it into the 21st century with his new equipment and his management style and the facilities there. He's increased education and training requirements for death investigation. And also, you should know this, but Dr. Bucks also consults and testifies around the world as an expert in forensic pathology. I've asked him if he's going to do a TV show, I'll be his agent. But he is truly a superstar. He's done so much, and that's why it is my pleasure to award this year's Lifetime Achievement Award to Dr. Robert Bucks. You get to come up. You get to come up for this. I want to thank you for all that you've done for your office and this county. So, my friends, the state of our region is strong. That's not to say our community doesn't face challenges, but here at El Paso County, we must continue to treat these challenges as opportunities. We must continue to invest in creative, innovative, and collaborative solutions to our community challenges. We must continue to address our backload with our road infrastructure projects. We got to stay committed to that, ladies and gentlemen. We must address our rising jail population. And while county government provides safety net programs, we need more community, family, and individual partners to step up. We must recognize that right now, over a quarter of our region's population rely on DHS services. And I don't believe that that's a fact that a lot of people realize. We must continue to put reinforcement tape on signs in front of the State of the Region address. We must continue to do all this within our power to help the most vulnerable citizens in our community. Because as of today, we have 108 children in group homes and residential care within our community who actually need a home. We must invest in youth preventative suicides. And there are significant problems that will require our best. But we've faced these hard times before, and we've come through them as a stronger community. I'm gonna deviate from my script here for a minute because, again, since this is my last one, you're gonna have to tackle me to get the microphone away from me. But this is a significant day, and this is a significant venue. In 2016, I actually met my wife in this place. There was political season, and I was stumbling around. My wife's there, has been here, she's been my rock. And for some reason, I took some door that I've been in this building before, and I got lost. And I ended up coming outside and around and met this young lady standing in line in Starbucks line. Who knew that the journey was going to be it? But it's an incredible God story that I'll share with you someday, but she tells it a lot better than I do. But I bring this up in the fact that she came into my life at a very important time. When you start thinking about national level campaigns and things like that, there are a lot of things that are happening. And I remember talking to her a couple of weeks ago. And if anybody knows me, that you just don't talk to me first thing in the morning. And, I get up at 4 o'clock, I work out, and I need coffee, and you don't talk to me. But she is the one that's brave enough to do it. And I remember, and I'm going to paraphrase, she came in and she was asking me, if you had a microphone and you had the ability to talk to people, what would you say? And for weeks, I've been pondering that particular question. And for me, it's not so much what I would say, but it's really, I wanted to be able to throw out a question that I believe each and every one of us should ask, because it came up during our campaign. And when you're looking at this group, there are some incredible leaders here. Whether they're leaders in government, leaders in community, leaders all over the place. And we have such an ability to make a difference here. And we are in a place in life where we are fighting and there's tension, and we have to be better. We have to be willing to hold ourselves accountable and strive for excellence. So the question that I always threw out there when I was out talking to people was, you need to, at the end of the day, when all the noise is gone, be able to look in the mirror and say, who do you serve? For me, that's a central question. And for me, I held on to that during that campaign. And that's what I want to challenge each and every one of you with. And it doesn't matter how we fight. It doesn't matter whether you win elections. It doesn't matter if you win contracts. But it's how we conduct ourselves, how we treat one another. And if you're able at the end of the day to be able to answer that question and be confident with that answer and that you are actually holding yourself accountable, then we will absolutely achieve greatness, not only in this county, but in this country. And I say that because when we think about the struggles we have, I try to remind people that the battle has already been fought and won. And sometimes people need to hear that. It's just a matter of how we navigate that. So I'd like to express my gratitude to you as individuals, as community leaders, as friends, for this tremendous opportunity that I've had over these past 15 years, 7 on city council and 8 as a county commissioner. But again, it is truly an honor, a blessing to be able to be here with you and to be a part of this community. God bless each and every one of you.
Commissioner Glenn, thank you for those remarks. Think about that recap. Increased transparency, higher investment in public service and infrastructure, and award-winning service. Nicely done, you and your commissioners. Thank you for your service. And a special shout out, Commissioner, to you and to Commissioner Peggy Littleton, both of whom will conclude your terms, your service as county commissioners in a couple of weeks. And just want to say thank you to both of you for your committed service to our community, committed service to the county, and to our region. Thank you both for that. And finally, I'd like to say thank you to DoubleTree staff, those of you who are left in the room, thank you for taking care of us today. To my staff, thank you for helping make today's event possible. And most of all, to our sponsors for today. Gold sponsors, AT&T and CBRE, and our silver sponsors, the El Pomar Foundation and UC Health. Thank you for that. And to our media sponsor, the Gazette. On behalf of my crew at the Chamber and EDC, thank you for your support. Thank you for joining us today. Have a very happy holiday season. We're adjourned.